Hello guys, good morning if you are watching this video in the morning and good evening if you are watching this video in the evening. So welcome back to my channel. It's been again 2 days that I haven't uploaded a video. So as I told you in the previous lecture that we are going to discuss about S- Selenium versus Playwright. As we are discussing frequently about Playwright, so I am going to discuss you about all the differences that are mm, going to be happen with Selenium and Playwright. So if you haven't watched my previous videos based on architectures of Selenium and architecture of Playwright and the difference between interactions of browser and browser engines, so you can watch those videos in my description. So I will paste the links in my description. You can go and watch there so that whatever the points that I am telling here that will be more beneficial for you. Let's say I'm telling a point about this, I will relate these points with the previous lectures that I have already did. Why? Because whatever the previous lectures already I have did, if you understand those concepts, it is pretty simple and easy to understand the today's concept. So now without getting the late, let's get into the topic of Selenium versus Playwright. So let me share my screen. So I'm having a very good design. So I'm having a very good image with me, which I can share, which I'm able to share to you with my screen, so that you can able to understand each and every point clearly. And I'm going to that each and every point clearly, and I'm going to explain you. So if you don't watch my previous videos, as I already told you, so go and watch those videos and come here. Then it will be more connected and more understandable for you guys. Okay, anyway, I'm going to discuss now, but still, if you want deep explanation, you need to watch those videos. Okay, so without getting late, let me share my image. So this is the image that I'm discussing about. So today's our topic was Selenium versus Playwright. Sorry, Selenium versus Playwright. So I have been applying for the jobs from rigorously from some 2 to 3 months. Every company, whoever asking a QA professional, they are asking the exposure about Playwright. Some companies are asking experience also, but some companies which are migrating the Selenium some companies, most of the companies are now migrating from Selenium to Playwright and Tosca to Playwright and Cucumber to Playwright. Every company are moving from using different types of QA resources to only one and only using Playwright. So why? Why makes Playwright that much special? Okay, so that was the motto of today's lecture. So that's why I took what makes Selenium different with the Playwright. Why I took the Selenium? Why not? I took Tosca or can I took Cucumber in the sense as we are mostly discussing about Selenium and Playwright. So as Selenium is using by the so many companies, and so Selenium is the widely used automation testing tool. So that's why we are going to discuss the differences from Selenium and Playwright that we are going to understand. So if we come to the first here, in the first point, whatever it has been written, WebDriver HTTP protocol and WebSocket direct communication. Selenium communicates with the browsers through WebDriver and Playwright connects directly to the browsers. So, as I have already discussed this in my previous lecture of Selenium architecture versus Playwright architecture, the same is going to do here. Let's say my first point, right? So, what's my first point? If my test scripts are there, so if my 100 test scripts are there, my test scripts are going to convert it into uh, what? HTTP request. Who is going to do this? Client libraries. Let's say this is a client library which is having my test script. And these client libraries are going to convert all our commands into HTTP protocols. HTTP protocol. So by using which connection? W3C protocol connection. by using W3C protocol, all our commands are going to be converted into HTTP protocol. This HTTP will be protocol will be given to the browser drivers. Okay. So these browser drivers are going to communicate with the browsers. So this is the thing that I have discussed with the Selenium architecture. And when it is coming to the Playwright architecture, we are having the test scripts, right? So we are having the test scripts. These test scripts are converted into protocol messages. Protocol messages of JSON objects, like a JSON objects. So how these are going to convert into the protocol messages? Which connection? By using WebSocket connection, which we will call it as a handshake mechanism. WebSocket connection. So this WebSocket connection is directly going to communicate with the browser engines. And the browsers are going to execute our script on the particular browser that we are using. Okay, so this is the thing. So as I have already discussed, so this browser and browser engines are the same. So so this Playwright server is going to communicate with directly with the browsers. But here, when it comes to Selenium, we are having one more extra layer called browser drivers. This is the extra layer, right? And see, what is the point that we have told here? All the HTTP protocols, Selenium client libraries will convert all our commands in the code into HTTP protocol. This is the first difference. Here HTTP protocol and here JSON messages, JSON protocol messages. This is our first difference when it comes to Selenium versus Playwright, right? And here the second thing, we are having a extra layer called browser drivers, and these are going to communicate with the browser engines directly. In the sense, there is no mediator here. There is no browser driver called mediator. So if you want to understand clearly about these videos. So that's why I already did Selenium architecture versus Playwright architecture, separately Playwright architecture and separately Selenium architecture, and separately what is the difference between browser and engines. I am going to attach all those video links in my description. So please go there, watch there, subscribe to my videos and like that, share that. So it will be very beneficial to your friends. And now let's back coming back to the point. So here WebDriver, HTTP protocol and WebSocket direct communication will be happen in the architecture. This is the difference that we are going to have in the Selenium versus Playwright. Next, slower and faster. So why it is slower? Extra layer called WebDriver makes execution comparatively slower, and direct communication ensures that faster execution, faster test execution. As we are having an extra layer of browser drivers, here the Selenium is going to take a little bit of time. So this is my second difference. This is extra layer, right? This is extra layer of browsers. So this I'm going to take so that's why it is going to take Selenium comparatively slow when it compared to the Playwright. And also, as it is W3C protocol and the connection is so I already told you this Selenium follows a stateless connection. Okay, sorry guys. This is a stateless connection and this is stateful connection. Why it is called a stateful connection and stateless connection? In the sense, if I am having 100 lines of code, 100 lines of test scripts, 100 connections are going to be built and 100 connections are going to be closed. So here what will happen through WebSocket connection, only one connection is going to be built and all commands will be executed and the connection will get closed at last. So that only two connections are getting opened and getting closed. One for open the connection and one for closing the connection. Here not like that. So 100 for opening and 100 for closing, total 200 connections are open. 200 corrections are going to be happen. So this also makes a difference while execution of Selenium script versus Playwright script. The second point is that only so Selenium is comparatively slow in execution when compared to the Playwright. Why? There are two reasons. The first reason is extra layer of browser drivers, and the second reason is the connection that is going to be made from client libraries to the uh, servers of that particular whatever the tool or framework that is going to be happen. Right. So this is our second thing. Next, manual weights and auto weights. What does this mean? In the sense, requires implicit weights or explicit weights from the tester. Here, auto weights, built-in auto weight for the elements, reducing flaky test. In the sense, so in our coming lectures, I am going to explain you about implicit weight, explicit weight, fluent weight in the Selenium and the auto weight mechanism in Parrot also. So hope I will hope you will get those videos from me very soonly. So let's talk about that auto weights. See, so let's say in our web drivers or web browsers, there is a condition that if you click on one button, then only another condition based on the condition on the one that button will get replaced and one more element will get displayed. In those kind of situation, if you are writing a script in Selenium, the testers, the QA engineers who are going to write the test scripts need to mm, write in the test script as a manual waits. Let's say I need, so if I want to tell the browser wait for the 5 seconds, that whatever the field that you are looking will get displayed. So I need to write this explicitly in the Selenium test script that I am going to write. Arey Babu, wait for 5 seconds, so that that will be get visible for you. That element get visible for you, whatever looking, and do the execution whatever we want, but not here in the case of Playwright. Why? In the sense, the Playwright is not going to be communicate directly with the browser drivers. It is going to communicate with the browser engines, which they can know about how much time this element will get displayed. Oh, so to display the element, how much time is going to take by the particular browser. So it knows. So that's why the Selenium is an auto wait. Sorry. Playwright case. It's my bad. So Playwright will follow the auto waits mechanism, which reduces flaky tests. Right. So this is our next difference. So understood, guys. Three differences. First, the differences. If you understand, I'm going to next level. Nothing is there. All the client and server actions in the Selenium and Playwright are going to the communicate with HTTP protocol and WebSocket connection simultaneously, respectively. Okay, it is slower, it is faster as one more layer of WebDriver is there, and it is very faster as no layers are there. The server is going to communicate with the browsers, and as it is a stateless connection, it is going to take much time. And as it is a stateful connection, it is going to take less time compared to the Selenium. Okay, manual waits are there, auto waits are there. Why manual waits? So as it is going to communicate with the browser drivers doesn't know how much time it will take to display the element. But as it is going to communicate with the server knows how much, sorry, the server knows the browser, how it is going to behave and how the element is will get displayed. So by thereby reducing the flaky test. Next, setup. Regarding the setup. So here, as we already know, Selenium people are providing different types of drivers, and Playwright is no driver setup is needed. The same point that I am discussing here. So as it is written as browser drivers, we need some browsers that need to be getting installed separately or externally. Then only this Selenium is going to work. But it's not the case in the Playwright, as we are not going to communicate with any browser drivers. We are going to communicate with uh, Playwright on description from client to server. We are going to communicate only with the browsers, not the browser drivers. As browser drivers are not required here, so this is drivers are required. That's it. So in the setup, while we are setting up a Selenium, initially whenever we are going to the first test script, So driver setup is mandatory for the Selenium and driver setup is not at all required for the Playwright. Okay, next. So whenever it comes to the browser support, the next point is browser support. Whenever it comes to the browser support, there is nothing much difference between Selenium and Playwright. Each and every tool, Selenium and Playwright is going to communicate with multiple browsers like Chrome, Firefox, Edge, Safari, and many more. There is nothing difference in this, right? And mobile testing. Let's say, so I will tell you one point which explains you the next point also. Okay. So guys, I'm going to explain here is so the third major thing is Selenium is a tool, but Playwright is not a tool, guys. It's a framework. Now you can ask what is the difference between tool and a framework? So tool is a thing which consists of only one and Playwright is a thing which consists of multiple things. So we can, if you want to use the tool, we can't able to use this individually. How in the sense? Let's say I'm using Selenium 2. Okay, I can able to write the test scripts, right? So I'm having 100, let's say 100 test cases, guys. So if I want to execute these 100 test cases at once, Selenium is not going to support it. We need to add some external dependencies through this Selenium by using TestNG or JUnit, or we need to add a Selenium grid for that. Selenium grid, which is an external tool, complete tool. So this Selenium and TestNG combinedly work and execute 100 test cases simultaneously. Or else if you want to go for Selenium and Selenium grid, this is going to be happen. Okay. So without having the Selenium grid or TestNG, we can't able to execute the test cases parallelly by using with the tool. But as it is a framework, it comes with every tool, each and every tool. Let's say tool required to execute the right test scripts, tool 2, which is going to execute the test cases parallelly. So everything is comes in a package, guys. Everything is going to come in a package, right? So that's why that is the difference between this mobile testing. So now coming to the point. So you understood the tool difference between tool and framework, right? Now, what the difference is? So if I want to execute my Selenium test scripts, as I told you, we need to add one more tool called Appium, which is a separate tool and combinedly going to work with Selenium. Then only we can able to execute the mobile test cases. So we need to write the mobile test cases or test scripts by using Selenium and Appium. Then only it is possible to mobile test scripts, right? So then only it is possible to execute the test scripts with the Selenium. But it is not required to a separate tool. So as I told you already, so the Playwright where we are going to write the test scripts and the mobile Playwright, mobile with the Playwright language which supports mobile will comes into will works as a C. Sorry. So there is no different tools are required. So here only one Playwright. If you install Playwright, if you want to write the mobile test cases, then write it. It will be eligible for you. But here in the case of if you want to write the test cases by using Selenium, mandatory you need to download the Appium and you need to have setup for the Appium and we need to write the test cases right there. But it's not required here. If you download it once the Playwright, then it's enough. Got them. So that's the thing. And as I told you about the parallel execution, also external tools required like requires test ng, JUnit are tools for parallel execution, built-in parallel execution. So this Playwright people came with built-in parallel execution, no other tools required. Everything is built-in, guys, as it is a framework. Everything is built-in. The 2 points you are going to understand, right? Once again, I am going to tell you. So if I want to execute the mobile test cases, I need a PM setup with my Selenium. That is mandatory, but not in the case of Playwright. So Playwright is having some built-in mobile emulation techniques, which no extra tools were required. And in this here, external tools needed for parallel execution like TestNG and JUnit. So if you want to execute 100 test cases at a time, the Selenium requires external tools like TestNG and JUnit to execute parallelly or Selenium Grid also. But in the case of Playwright, the Playwright people introduced built-in parallel execution. No need to attach any other tools like TestNG, JUnit or Selenium Grid or whatever it may be. So this is the thing, guys. Understood, right? Next, coming to the next point. So limited support, basic request or response logging capabilities, but powerful support, mock, block, modify request and responses easily. So we can able to see this in our next lectures, guys. So I'm going to tell you. So here you won't get able to understand. And limited debugging and advanced debugging. You know about debugging, right? Whenever an issue comes, sorry. So whenever an issue comes, so if you want to debug, so Selenium will take some more time, and this is advanced debugging techniques are there by introducing trace viewer, interceptor, and screenshots, and many more. Okay, so these 2 points we will discuss later in our later lectures. So whenever the point comes, okay. Now, whenever it comes to the language support, as each and every language was supported by Selenium and Playwright, it's not having that much difference. So Selenium supports Java, Python, C Sharp, JavaScript, and Ruby, and many more. As Selenium with Java is the hottest combination, guys. And Playwright also support multiple languages like JavaScript, TypeScript, Python, Java, and C Sharp. And JavaScript or TypeScript are the hottest combination for the Playwright. Right. Done. So this is regarding language support, guys. Okay, next coming to this learning curve, there is no here they have given us moderate and easy, but no, there is no much difference in the learning curve. We can easily learn any tool or any framework easily if we are having some programming language, and if we can able to manage the core concepts of that particular tool or framework. Then so we can't able to think about or worry about this learning curve. Okay, this is not a core difference between Selenium and Playwright. Let's say, frankly. Next, extra features. So limited modern features are there. Basic features needs third-party tools for advanced capabilities. So as I told, it is a tool. So for advanced capabilities, it needs some other tools to get mix it with so that it can able to perform like a pro. And here, as it is modern and rich features, so we are having built-in screenshots, videos, tracing, code, everything visual representation will become. So this is about entire differences between Selenium and Playwright course. You can able to understand it. The major differences are, I'm going to tell you, sorry, 1 minute. The major differences are this WebDriver, the Selenium scripts are converted into HTTP protocol, and here by using WebDriver and here WebSocket connection to JSON protocol messages. And the next one is slower and faster. Why I explained you about in the 2 points, manual waits and auto waits. So driver setup is required, no driver setup is required. So this browser is nothing, guys. So Selenium and Playwright support each and every browsers also. No worry to discuss about that. And multiple languages. Selenium and Playwright are going to communicate with the multiple languages. No need to worry about there also. And regarding these 2 points, this mobile testing and parallel execution, these two will comes under the same window. As it is a tool, we need external things, and as it is a framework, so all the built-in features are there. Okay. So if you want mobile testification, we need external tools like APM. No external tools required. If you want parallel execution, we need external tools like TestNG and JUnit. No external tools are required. Understood? So these two will be get discussed in the later stages. And regarding this limited and modern features, and this is about rich features. Now, what is the final? So, which tool is best in 2026? Let's say we are in 2026, and which tool is best? So, for the large scale applications like ERP applications and whatever the applications that large scale applications are there, which are having a legacy systems and old applications, the Selenium is the best case. Selenium is the best. As it is a large, Selenium will support this. Selenium can able to manage the data of large contents. So it is best for the wide browser supports and mature enterprises supports and ERP systems, wide range of ERP systems, as it is legacy projects. Okay, this Playwright is very useful for the more modern browser guys. So now everyone are using AI and they are giving prompts to the AI and developing a websites which are very easy to understand and minimum functionalities will be there, right? So for those kind of modern web applications, the Playwright is the very good option, guys. And it is going to execute the test cases faster, easy for debugging and developer friendly testing. So if you want to execute the test scripts more easily with faster execution on modern apps, we can go for Playwright. If you are having a legacy system which is having more modules and having integration, it is very good to go for Selenium. It's not like that, guys. Selenium is the best and Playwright is the best. So each and every tool or framework is having their own consequences, cons and pros. So that based on cons and pros, based on our project type, we are going to decide which tool we need to going to use. So it's not like Selenium is less and Playwright is more, and or Playwright is less and Selenium is more. It's not like that, guys. So both tools are equal when it comes to me. So for the modern applications, Playwright is very important, and the Selenium for the legacy applications, Selenium is most important. So when it comes to the interview, so everyone now every company are switching into the Playwright. It's better to learn Playwright for the QA services, QA engineers to reside in the market. So this is guys, this is the lecture for today. As I have explained you about the differences between Selenium and Playwright. If you are having any doubts, please comment those doubts in my comments. So I'm going to give reply for you as early as possible I can. And also please subscribe my channel. Do watch the videos and give any suggestions if you can. So that's it, guys. That's the lecture for today. And one more session from my end. If you are feeling this video, my talkings are very much slower, you can also uh, see this video in 1.2x speed, which will be very beneficial for you by taking less time and getting the more content. So that's it, guys. Bye bye. Take care.